going to share everything you need to know about the new immigration requirement for the COVID-19 vaccine. As of October 1st, 2021, you are required to present proof of COVID-19 vaccination if you are submitting a medical exam as part of your application to Homeland Security. Every single person that's applying for a green card, whether you're here in the United States or abroad, must submit a medical exam. Therefore, every single person applying for a green card must be vaccinated with the COVID-19 vaccine in order to get your case approved and to get your green card. This is a requirement that is part of and was ordered by Department of Homeland Security as well as the Department of State. Homeland Security is over all of the people who are applying for a green card, and those people are here in the United States. Department of State is over all of the people that are abroad, outside the US, going through the consulate in their home country to apply for lawful permanent resident status, aka a green card. What the requirement means is that if you do not get vaccinated, then the government will not issue you a green card and you won't become a lawful permanent resident. What's really important to know about this is the date. October 1st, 2021. That date matters, and it matters only with regard to the actual medical exam that you're getting. In all cases for lawful permanent resident status to get your green card, you go to a medical exam, whether it's in the US or abroad, and the doctor, the medical examiner, signs a form indicating that you have, all the necessary vaccinations, that you don't have any diseases that you could spread in the United States, and that you're not a drug abuser, that you're not alcohol abuser, and a couple of other things. Now, when you go to the medical exam, that doctor signing off on your medical exam also has to sign off that you presented to him or her your little card showing that you've gotten the COVID-19 vaccine. If that medical exam is signed by the doctor on or after October 1st, 2021, then that means you are subject to this new requirement. If you already applied for your green card, let's say through adjustment of status, and you submitted your medical exam and it was signed before October 1st, 2021, then the government cannot require that you obtain the COVID-19 vaccine. So again, if you already applied for lawful permanent resident status and you had your medical exam before October 1st, 2021, then you don't need to get the vaccine. If you applied for permanent resident status and you did not submit your medical exam because you didn't get one, because you're going to take it to your interview or you're going to wait till Homeland Security asks you for it, and you're going to get your medical exam, clearly it's after October 1st, 2021. So yes, you need to get the vaccine. If you haven't applied for lawful permanent resident status, but you're thinking about it and you're more than likely going to apply very soon, then you will absolutely need the COVID-19 vaccine to present to your medical examiner. Are there any exceptions to this rule? The answer is yes. There are several exceptions to the new requirement for COVID-19 vaccine for anyone that's applying for a green card and is subject to submitting a medical exam. Number one, if you are of an age where the COVID vaccine is not yet available. This generally applies to like really young kids. So let's say you have a 3-year-old that's applying for their green card together with you. There are no vaccines right now being issued to 3-year-olds. Therefore, that child does not need to submit a COVID-19 vaccine and will get his or her green card. Also, if you are in a location where the medical examiners don't have access to the COVID-19 vaccine, you're excused. Or if you're in a location where the supply is very, very limited and it might be a very long time before you can get the vaccine, you can explain that to the government when applying for green card. And lastly, a really important one, if you already have some other type of medical condition or illness that your doctor has advised you not to get the vaccine because it can affect your medical condition, then that's the only and other fourth exception. If you don't fall under one of those exceptions, you will be required to provide proof of your COVID-19 vaccination to the medical examiner that's going to give you the necessary medical exam form that you must submit with your green card application. Doesn't matter if you're getting your green card here in the United States through adjustment of status or abroad at the consulate in your home country. The answer is no, it does not matter. In both cases, you are applying to become a lawful permanent resident of the United States, which means that you must get the COVID-19 vaccine for your medical exam after October 1st, 2021. There are not different rules whether you're inside or outside of the United States. Just know you need to get it. And you need to have both vaccinations, not just the first one. You must have both. If your application is pending, do you need to get vaccinated? It depends. If you submitted your application to Homeland Security for adjustment of status and you submitted your medical exam and it was signed before October 1st, 2021, you don't need to get vaccinated in order to finish your case. If you submitted your application for adjustment of status and you did not also submit your medical exam, but you will be submitting it later, then yes, you will be required to get the COVID-19 vaccine. If your case is pending and you are obtaining your green card outside of the United States through the consulate, then until you go to the consulate for your interview, you generally haven't had a medical exam. So for most of you who already have your case pending and you have an interview coming up at the consulate, you will be required at the time that you go to your medical exam to provide proof of vaccination. If you're not applying for lawful permanent resident status to obtain a green card and you're applying for something else, are you required to get the vaccine? The answer is no. You are not required to get a vaccine if you are applying for something that does not require a medical exam. For example, if you're applying for asylum, TPS, U visa, DACA, and other employment visas, you do not need to provide COVID-19 vaccine to get approved if a medical exam is not part of your application process. This topic about the new requirement for immigration purposes for everyone to have COVID-19 vaccine if they're submitting a medical exam can be a little complicated. I shared everything I know thus far, and of course there are developments always in immigration. If you have questions, feel free to comment below or send us a private message so that we can advise you properly.